right, guys, so a florist is told that 40% of the 350 flowers ordered must be red roses. How many red roses must be in the order? So what are we saying? 40% of? So we're taking 0.4 and multiplying it by 350. We could type that in the calculator. The calculator would do it for us. Or if we did it by hand, 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 3 is 12 plus 2 is. And then since we have one decimal place, we move it over 1. So 140 of them must be red roses. What would half of 350 be? 175, yes? So we know if it's saying that we have 40% of it, that's less than half, yes? So our answer should be less than 175. So we can use other percentages to get close to the answer. Number 5. Lewis received a discount of $24 on his new phone, which had an original price of $140. By what percent was the original price discounted? What is 10% of 140? What's 10% as a decimal? (10% as a decimal. 0.1, yes? So what's 0.1 times 140? Well, we're just doing what? 1 times 140 and then moving the decimal one place to the left, yes? So 10% is 14, yes? Okay. So each 10% is still going to be 14, yes? So what would 20% be? What's 10%? Not 24, 20. Because 10% is, if we double 10, it's to 20. So 14 doubled would be 28, yes? So what do we expect the percentage to be between 10 and 20, yes? And again, with our multiple choices, we can see which one fits. Now, the correct way to do this is dividing 24 by 140. And then moving it 2 decimal places to the left. Because this here would be approximately 0.1714 or 17.14%. But again, if we can manipulate the decimal numbers, we can figure out or approximate what we are expecting it to be. Okay.
On my test.
You're doing.
Did it on my review.
So we're going to look through a few of these here, some of these practices, and then once we finish that, you'll take the exit ticket and we're done with this lesson here. So for this one here, we want to see what is 15% of 150. Now, 15% used to be the normal percent for tips if you go out and eat, but it's gone up since then. and that's acceptably reasonable. But if we looked at this here, so 10%, because again, 10% is not too bad of a percentage to take, because it's really just taking the amount and moving the decimal one spot to the left. So what is 10% of 150? Ten percent of 150 is 15, yes? And we're wanting to take 15% of it, yes? So we know whatever the amount is can't be what? Less than $15, yes? So we know it can't be A, B, C. We'll go on and do 150 times 0.15 and see what you get. Type it in. I think you should get 22.5, yes? And I mean, even if you're calculating tip, especially if you want to do it at 20%, 10% is not bad. We move it the decimal one over, double that amount, and you get 20. Because 15 times 2 is 30. If we took 150 and multiplied it by 0.2, 20%, 0. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Move it 1, $30. Let's look at this one here. If 120% of a number is 720, what is 50% of that same number? So this one here, it'd be good to write it out. Write out the problem and see what it's saying. So the first part, 120% of a number. So what are we doing? We're taking 120% times a number is what? Is 720, yes? What is 50% of that number? So we're also taking 50% times that same number, and that's what we're trying to find, yes? So if I take 120% of a number, is it making it bigger or smaller? What's 100% of a number? The whole number, yes? So 120, would it be bigger than it or smaller than it? Bigger, yes? So would we expect taking half, 50% of that number, to be bigger or smaller than 720? Smaller, yes? So would 720 be the answer? Well, no. Would 1,224 be the correct answer? No. So we're looking at these other three here, yes? I wouldn't take 600 out yet, but is 600 a likely answer? No, it's a little too close to 720, yes? I wouldn't take it out, but I wouldn't, it's very unlikely. Now for both of these here, it's going to be helpful if we rewrite these as decimals. So we're saying 1.2x is equal to 720, yes? What can we do to get x by itself? Divide both sides by 1.2, which tells us x is so is 600 the correct answer? No. So now we're taking 50% of that number, yes? Hopefully you don't have to do that in the calculator. What's 50% of 600? 300. 50% is half off, yes? And that's it. Now again, we could have tried these numbers out because 120%, 1.2% of a number is going to be 720. You could have grabbed one of those numbers, plugged it in, 1.2 times 432. If it gives us 720, then it is the answer. If it doesn't, we try a different one. But it will have to work for both. Okay, So we want to see what is 4% of 80. What is 10% of 80? 8, yes? Because 10% we move the decimal one to the left, so 8. So is A even a possibility? No, that got way bigger. How about 32? No, because 10% of 80 is 8, yes? If I cut it from 10% to 5%, what do we think is going to happen to 8? It would be 4. Because if I cut the percentage in half, the number is going to be cut in half also. So 5% is 4, yes? Is 0.032 too small? Because we're trying to get to what? 4. 4 is close to 5, so whatever 4% should be close to. Which one of these is close to 4? C. And we could do this here, so I could say 80 times 0.04. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 8 is 32. We move the decimal 2 places, and we get 3.2. Also, if you wanted to calculate, say, 15% of a number, what we just did works. Because what's 10% plus 5%? 15, yes? 8 plus 4 is 12. Easy way to calculate percentage. So here it's asking what is 4% of 50% of 5? Order in which we multiply any three things does not matter. So we could start off with half of 5. What's half of 5? 2.5. Now we need to take what? 4% of it, yes? Well, what's 10% of 2.5? Because again, we're just moving it 1 to the left. Because 10% of 2.5 is 0.25, yes? And again, I'm just picking 10% because it's easy to calculate. We're just moving that decimal 1 over. Is 4% less than 10? So whatever this should be less than 0.25, yes? So we could have done 0.404 times 2.5 and gotten what? 0.1. Because we have 3 decimal places, don't we? What's 25 times 4? Let's look at this one here. Then we'll kind of move on to some of the other ones. So it's asking, what is 150% of 264? So 150%. Are we going to be bigger or smaller than our starting number? Bigger, yes? Well, 150%, 50% is what? Half, isn't it? So we're almost the whole plus a half of it, yes? So we know 132, 176 are not going to work. How about 296? What's half of 164? 132, yes? Or we could have done 264 times 1.5. We're taking the whole and adding 50% to it. Questions on any of this here? I think y'all are starting to get comfortable with these here. All All right, let's look at this one here. This one's a little bit different because this time we're looking at a table. The table below shows the distribution of the Cub Scouts through Pack 552. What percent of Cub Scouts are at least as old as a Bear Scout? So Bear Scouts are how old? 8. So we want to say at least as old as a Bear Scout. So which ones are at least as old as a Bear Scout? 17 and 28, yes? And that's it. Questions on this here? Patrick and Cheryl dined at a restaurant and their bill was $42.68. They would like to leave a tip of approximately 16% of their bill. Which of the following is closest to the amount? So what can we do? Well, the 42.68 times what? 0.16. Closest one to it would 6.83. Because if it does say closest to, we're approximating in some way, shape, or form. Which one are we closest to? Questions on this here? The pie chart below shows how a sports organization makes its profit. Last year, the team made $2 million in profit, and this year, it increased its profits to $2,500,000. How much money was made on food sales in both years? So, how much is food? 40%, yes? So we can say 2 million times 0.4, yes? What's 2 times 4? 8, yes? Because that one decimal place, we're going to lose one of the zeros. So we only have 3, 4, 5. So how much did they make in one of the years? 800,000, yes? Is that one of our answer choices? Is that the correct answer choice? Both years. So we also have to do $2.5 million times 4. And if we do that, we will get, I think it's 1 million, isn't it? I do want to check my work, make sure I did that right. Not lying to you. Because I think so. And if we add these together, we get what? 1.8 million or 1,800,000, which is questions on this here. I think we feel comfortable with these here, yes? That is it for today. Exit ticket.